art is a physical, spiritual, and emotional response to a piece of creation. As a classical pianist, the problem I had with competitions and with reciting other people's work was it was more technical than it was emotional, and certain methods that people study music that works for them is much more mimicry than it is an actual emotional tether to the work. And that's the issue I had with classical music and the training. So I really started experimenting with, how music makes me feel, and I just run at it with reckless abandon. Going back to classical music, pieces of instrumental work affect people. Like Clair de Lune and Rhapsody in Blue. People have a nostalgic reference to everything that they hear. It could be, similar to like when you smell, like say you smell cinnamon and apples, and it reminds you of autumn, or pine reminds you of Christmas. Music has the same power, and the thing that I love about music the most is the fact that it transcends time and generation, and it's still a viable resource for your cultural heritage. And that's always intrigued me. I'm an actor. I've been a model. I like being paint for other people's canvas because I myself as a musician like performing and jamming with all other people, and because that makes you a better musician. And so I've just kind of allowed myself to be freer with other facets of who I am by letting go and just being part of the process. And there's a freedom within that because no matter however you act or however you pose, the camera or the director and the photographer sees something different. And by the end of the finished product, it's no longer mine. And but I'm just happy to be part of it. I like new artists. I like hybrid sounds. I just like I like people challenging themselves as artists and having the guts to do it. Like, whatever they think whatever they have in their mind's eye that they want to do, and they do it. That's what I appreciate. So art is art. Music happens to just be it's a hue within the painting. We're in a grand simulation. I love New York. I've always loved New York. I've loved the music scene here. But it's the thing is, with the advent of the internet, New York is just a dot in the vast matrix of sonic reference. And right now I'm working with people. I'm scoring movies, and I'm collaborating with people on Skype. I'm working with people in Japan and Mexico and all these places. And so so I like New York in my heart is where I live, but I try to take that place with me everywhere I go. Lately I've been listening to Dvorak. This time of year I listen a little bit of Tori Amos, and I really like the new Muse record. Good job. And who else? Of course, I've been listening to because I'm currently remixing Let's Have a Kiki by Scissor Sisters. I'm sick of people not saying curse words and being edgy. Like, where the heck did where'd the attitude go? Did it disappear with the Bowery? When Disney took over New York? Because if that's the case, then that's why everybody goes back to nostalgia and goes back to the 80s, and history repeats itself. Like, we're in the 90s again. So, I'm looking for something new, and I think everyone is too. I mean, I have music that people won't listen. I'm not going to give it out to people. There's certain pieces of music that are very emotional for me, that tell stories from my formative years to now, and there are pieces of music that I love that I can't perform live. I'll be a disaster emotionally, and so things like that. Music is my therapy, but it's also my celebration of life. So I'm conflicted and relieved at the same time. Does that make sense? Okay. I create music, period. Whether people like it or not, I'm still going to do it. Luckily, I've been blessed with people liking what I do, and but it's not about the industries. It's not about economy. It's about doing more with what you have, and to try and convey the truth of who you are at all times. And since we're changing constantly, the best thing I can do is record a new song and keep recording. Cynicism and Antipathy, my debut record, will be released later this year, but it's being released in books and chapters. So, because I am a work in progress, and it shall be too. I hope people follow the evolution of this progress. So, we'll see. RyanWilliamMooney.com. Let's see. Twitter. I'm at Cynicism. CYNICISM at Twitter, or whatever. Yeah, I'm not really good with the whole social media thing. I'm much better in person. If you can't text me or call me or email me and you need all of these other things to get in touch with me, I'm like, if you're my friend, you can just come to my house and knock on the door and there we go. And we'll make some food and hang out and play some music. So if you really want to contact me, you will.